Well, good evening there. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Friday Briefing. My name is Betty Callow, and of course, you know, Friday Briefing is all about this. Let's go, guys. Give me something for a Friday. Yeah. All right. Calm down. All right, so this is Friday Briefing, the second day of June 2017. And like I mentioned, my name is Betty Kialo. All right, so tonight I'm very happy and honored to be hosting a number of very, very passionate men. This is the team from Ride 47. They have been traversing the country doing amazing stuff for kids who are disadvantaged. Let me invite Pastor Koru. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Salimia viewers. All right. I see you already have it because you speak in front of many people. We'll see if you can speak in front of the cameras as a guest anchor. All right. So like I mentioned, we have a team on the other side of the studio and they will be joining me in a few minutes. So what initiated this? What started this? Briefly.
And I'd like us to just want to ride for something significant. And our purpose in riding is to be able to educate many Kenyans
right.
and give them a chance in education.
And then you have so much fun while at it.
So we're putting purpose
to
our passion.
And women, I think I can sort of like do it.
If I know, you can.
All right. All right, so these are our guest anchors this evening. We also have Willis the Word Master joining us from Kisumu County, and he's going to be talking to us about those perfect pronunciations. Do you know, we don't say pronunciations. Pronunciations. You have to put in that pronunciation. All right, and apart from that, tonight at 10 o'clock on KTN Home, we are launching a superb new show, Tendereza Live. If you could just have those pictures. As you can see, DJ Sadiq there on the decks. He's going to be joining us at around 10 p.m. tonight. So that's something also to look out for on KTN Home channel. All right, so we're coming back to news. Yes, let's come back. Yeah, thank you. All right, so like I mentioned, we have a great news coverage for you tonight. Keep it here. This is Friday Briefing. I'm very happy to be back after that short break. Let's get this started with the highlights. All right. Deadly politics. One person killed in Bungoma as rival supporters clash.
There were many leaders who never spoke. I was there, I didn't speak. The speaker didn't speak. So it's not a rally. It's not a funeral.
It wasn't a funeral. Dwale's stake on why Raila did not speak in Nyeri. Hitting the trail, Uhuru in Nyandarua as NASA heads for launch in Kakamega.
To assure our opponents to be ready for what we will unleash.
I will give you a decoy, and you will follow the decoy, and then I will come with the real thing.
And all set for the big races as gubernatorial candidates get the IEBC node. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Owiti. Well, we begin in Bungoma, where at least one person was killed as rival groups clashed on the streets of the town earlier today. Now, the chaos erupted as the county's two main gubernatorial candidates presented their papers to the IEBC. The businesswoman died after being shot by police as they sought to disperse the party's supporters. Robert Wanyonyi with that story.
This was supposed to be a happy day for the supporters as they escorted their candidates to the IEBC Center for clearance. And it was. But only for a short while as the party quickly turned into chaos as Jubilee and NASA supporters fought running battles, bringing business to a standstill. Businesses in the town quickly closed shop as the rival group squared it out on the streets. Police fired in air to disperse the crowds. But one businesswoman was not so lucky. She later succumbed to bullet wounds.
Baada ya vikundi viwili kukutana vya timu tofauti ziliweza mzozano ulianza mahali pale. Na ndiposa nikaona watu wakianza kukimbizana. Kufikia pale ikabidi tukafunga maduka na kungojea maofisa wa polisi.
Leo nimeshangaa sana jinsi gavana yetu amekuja. Hii watu yote ni wetu, iwe Jubilee, iwe ODM, wote ni wetu. Hao watu wote tunawakaribisha hapa. Lakini leo tunashangaa tumekutana na watu wako na marungu tu, wamepiga magari, wamepasua magari hapa.
It was unclear who fired the first shot, but the chaos was immediately followed by a blame game between the two parties battling for the Bungoma vote.
Wanasiasa wote wamekuja mahali hapa, tumewakaribisha kwa amani, wote wamepreach amani and peace. Lakini nimeshangaa badala ya kuona msafara inaingia kwa amani, naona mipini.
Watu kama mtu mzee tufanye mkutano ya amani.
The Jubilee supporters accused their opposition counterparts of attempting to block Governor Kenneth Lusaka's convoy as it snaked its way past the Bungoma bus park after he had presented his papers and cleared by the IEBC.
Wananchi wa Bungoma wameona na wanajua nani ni mtendakazi na nani mwenye kuzungumuza, nani anakaa na wao na nani anakuja kama mtalii wakati anataka kura.
Sisi tulikuwa tumengojea Lusaka akuje tumkaribishe kama kwake, alafu aende kwa njia mzuri. Yeye anatanguliza mipini kuja kupiga si watu.
But NASA supporters allied to Lusaka's main rival for the Kenya's Wycliffe Wangamati insisted that it was the Jubilee crowd that started the chaos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the journey has started. I can tell you that tumekuwa kwa gia 2, gia 3. Sasa hizi tunataka kuingia gia 4, gia 5. So we gonna walk across the county to make sure that the Jubilee chaps go home.
IEBC itafanya uchaguzi uliomwema, uliobora. Vile umeona kama siku ya leo wamefanya kazi mzuri na tunataka kuwa encourage wafanye hivyo because everybody in Kenya is waiting for a credible election. Na hiyo ndio itahakikisha kwamba nchi hii inatulia na inakuwa na usalama.
Tunatembea katika Bungoma County. Unajua NASA candidate katika Bungoma County ni Wycliffe Wangamati of Ford Kenya. Sasa hao wengine ni punda bwana. Wacha tusiende maneno mengine.
Many residents accused the IEBC and the police of poor planning, considering that the two front runners presented their papers barely 30 minutes from each other and their supporters were bound to run into one another. A day of violence and running battles in Bungoma town as various candidates presented their papers for the gubernatorial seat. And as one person is confirmed dead from the violence, one is left wondering what are the issues that are going to shape this election. Robert Wanyonyi, KTN News in Bungoma County.
To the campaign trail now, and President Uhuru Kenyatta today took his campaigns to his stronghold of Nyandarua and Laikipia counties a day after he led Madaraka Day celebrations. Victor Ogalle is covering the president on what is seen by analysts as an attempt to consolidate the Jubilee base in the face of a stiff challenge from their NASA rivals.
The president and his deputy officially kicked off their campaigns in Nyandarua County, where he made stops in Olkalau, Oljorok, and finally in Uhuru in Laikipia County. Top on his agenda was agricultural development. The region in the 80s and early 90s was once considered among the country's agricultural hub. The head of state further asked the locals to accord the Jubilee government one more term to finish what they began in 2013. We want to ensure that potato farmers benefit from their produce and not a few individuals in the name of brokers who come from other towns buying the produce at a low price, leaving the farmers in poverty. We want to improve the agricultural sector.
Wale tunashindana na wao, tukijenga barabara wanasema mmechukua mkopo. Tumejenga reli, mnasikia wanalalamika ati iko bei ghali. Tumeweka stima, mnasikia wanasema ati tumeweka nyumba ya nyasi stima. Tumelete mahindi kuondoa njaa, ndio hawa wamesema mbona mumeleta ya kutoka Mexico, mbona hamjaenda kuleta ya kutoka South Africa. Mnasikia hawa watu ni wa kutosheka kweli? Amen.
In Uhuru, where Uhuru addressed the mammoth crowd, he could also not skip a mention of local politics in the counties, drumming up support for aspirants who will be vying on a Jubilee party ticket. You are the people who are going to give me leaders whom I will work with in the Jubilee government. During the primaries, did you see me meddle in any of the party affairs? I respected your decision, and I'm ready to work with the people that you people chose as the aspirants. On his way to Nakuru, the head of state made a stop at Nyandarua Boarding Primary School, where he gave the students a token, urging the pupils to work hard in their academics.
We want to thank him because he has passed many schools on his way coming to this place, and want to thank him for the great work he has done. Today we have received the laptops from his government.
He later made stops at Subukia, Maili Kumi, Bahati and Nakuru. The president's tour of Nyandarua, Nakuru and Laikipia counties marks the culmination of a rigorous campaign trail as we head into the elections on August the 8th. Victor Ogalle, KTN News, Nyahururu.
In Kisumu, NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga met party nominees and declared that he would not campaign for any independent candidates. Well, he called on those aggrieved by the recent ODM primaries to come back to the party. Take a look.
The NASA presidential candidate was in Kisumu amid hue and cry generated by the recent ODM nominations that have seen a larger number of independent candidates in the history of Luo Nyanza. And he did not mince his words.
Every political party must select candidates who are going to support its parliamentary agenda. That's what we are doing.
Speaker after speaker had earlier asked those who went independent to come back to ODM.
There are places where we went through very, very rough times. And for that, we apologize. Because reconciliation begins with apology. For the areas that did not go well, for that we apologize. But what we are asking is that we have a bigger goal awaiting us ahead. Can we afford to remain squabbling, scrambling, and fighting?
Independents are never counted, and therefore you will not get into the support which you are supposed to get from the national king with those independents. So we must be bold, and we must say whether I like somebody or not, whether he quarreled me or not. Let us support ODM 6 bills from top to the end.
Siaya Senator James Orengo said that those vouching for independent candidates do not understand the importance of parliament in strengthening the presidency.
The constitutional dispensation that we have in place in Kenya, which puts the pass, the revenue control in the parliament. It's no longer the executive.
Tomorrow, Raila is headed to Kakamega for a NASA rally, the first in a series of such rallies across the country. Rashid Ronald, KTN News, in the county of Kisumu.
All right, so NASA presidential candidate has said that he will not campaign for independent candidates, and that's where we stem our big question from. We're asking you tonight, do you think that independent candidates will have an impact in the August 8th election? That is our big question tonight. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Do you think independent candidates will have a real impact in the August 8th election? The hashtag to use, of course, is Friday Briefing, or you can tweet me at Betty M. Kialo, or you can also text us. 22155 is the number, and I'll be very happy to look at what you have to say in regards to this big question tonight. All right, meanwhile, NASA has condemned the snabbing of its leader, Raila Odinga, at yesterday's Madaraka Day. Deputy presidential candidate Kalonzo Musyoka said the move amounted to disrespecting a national leader. But Majority Leader Aden Duale says it was all in order.
Raila Odinga is a national leader. So why are you complaining? There were many leaders who never spoke. I was there, I didn't speak. The speaker didn't speak. So it's not a rally. It's not a funeral. It's not a wedding. It is a national day or national celebration day.
So yesterday, the president using what's that National Day to do campaign for Jubilee. Supposedly extolling the virtue of Jubilee, the successes of Jubilee and so on. That is not a subject for a national occasion like yesterday, Madaraka.
Nairobi gubernatorial aspirants cleared today. Now to that contest here in Nairobi, and 8 candidates have all been cleared to run for the city's gubernatorial race. The contest is largely seen as a duel between incumbent Evans Kidero and Nairobi Senator Gideon Mbuvi Sonko. But as Patrick Amimo now reports, the other 6 candidates are promising a few surprises come August 8th.
On the second and final day, independent candidate Peter Kenneth and his running mate Dr. Dan Shikanda were cleared by IEBC to contest for Nairobi governor position, completing the picture of what promises to be a bruising battle in the country's capital.
We want to assure our opponents to be ready for what we will unleash in terms of campaigning and in terms of selling ideas to the people of Nairobi.
Lawyer Miguna, who is also running as an independent, was also cleared to contest after resubmitting his list of supporters in the required format together with his campaign schedule. Interestingly, Miguna's running mate will be Karen Wangenye, and not the 24-year-old James Gadongo he had unveiled mid last month.
You know, the cartels are out there for anything. And you need, if you're going to war, and I'm a real strategist, I will give you a decoy, and you will follow the decoy. And then I will come with the real thing. This is the real deal. You followed the decoy.
Michael Mutinda and running mate Anne Kimunyu will run under Agano Party. Lawrence Masharia and running mate Mohamed Zain will contest under Party of Democratic Unity. Godfrey Wanyoike and running mate Douglas Ebole were given a nod to run as independents. Francis Mwanga Inganji and running mate Dennis Waweru will run under National Agenda Party of Kenya. ODM's Governor Evans Kidero retained Jonathan Mweke as running mate, while Senator Mike Sonko was cleared to run for the governor position with running mate Polycarp Igathe. Analysts have noted that a majority of the candidates come from 4 communities that typically decide the vote in Nairobi: the Kikuyu, Luhya, Luo, and Kamba.
You lawyers, I'm giving you a homework. I want you to prove this hypothesis. Are you the ones who vote people to get those seats the way you claim? Are you the ones? Yes. Now we want to see from this governorship of Nairobi. We have Jubilee with their candidate. Let's see how many votes he will get. We have NASA with their candidate. Let's see how many votes he will get.
Kidero will enjoy full support of the Joint Opposition National Super Alliance, whose presidential candidate is Raila Odinga, while Mike Sonko has the backing of the ruling Jubilee administration.
National government owes us 72 billion shillings. We engaged them and him, and he never made any attempt. And if you look at the contributions, I do not think he even made a single contribution when he was in the Senate. So if he could not manage the Senate, what makes him think he can manage being governor?
I want Governor Kidero to tell Nairobians, to tell Kenyans, what has he done with the billions which were allocated to the Nairobi County government by the national government through the exchequer. I want the governor to tell us what has he done to the billions he's been collecting from Nairobians, from Nairobi taxpayers.
Peter Kenneth ditched Jubilee after he was trounced by Sonko in the party primaries, alleging fraud in the nomination. Kenneth elected to go independent, but still support Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election. On Monday, Uhuru spoiled Peter Kenneth's party when he rallied behind Sonko and called for a 6-piece vote for Jubilee candidates in Nairobi. And this is how Kenneth responded to the Uhuruto snub.
Running as an independent candidate, the president is, whatever he has done for his candidate. We are in competition with that candidate, and we will meet in the field with that candidate. The seat here in contest is governorship, not presidency. So we are running for governorship of Nairobi, and we want the people of Nairobi to willingly elect one, their governor of choice, and more important, a governor who will work for them.
I cannot dictate to Kenyans whom to elect for president. Whoever the country will elect, that will be my president.
Waste management, insecurity, unemployment, and traffic congestion are some key areas where successive regimes have failed to deliver on despite lofty promises. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
All other gubernatorial aspirants across the country also got the nod, setting the stage for several exciting races. All the incumbents who lost in the party primaries have opted to run as independent candidates. Mashirima Kopombe has the details.
The gloves are now officially off as gubernatorial aspirants receive the green light from the IEBC.
I was very confident that I was going to be cleared.
Happiest of them all was perhaps Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. Despite threats by the Senate Public Accounts Committee, he sailed through.
It was not an issue. That was hot air.
Mombasa gubernatorial aspirants Jubilee flag bearer Suleiman Shahwal and current Senator Hassan Omar got the green light to worm their way into the hearts of voters, hoping their charm will take the place of incumbent Hassan Ali Joho. 3 others were cleared. Kirinyaga Jubilee aspirant Anne Waiguru said she will hit the ground running after receiving her certificate.
Many people were anxious, but we knew that there was nothing legally to stop us from being clear.
In Nakuru, Lee Kinyanjui of the Jubilee Party and John Mutudo got the nod to face off on August 8th. The 4 Nyeri County Governor hopefuls, Dr. Wahome Gakuru of Jubilee, current Governor Samuel Mathai, who now runs as an independent, same as Dr. Thuo Mathenge, who was rejected by Jubilee, and Peter Cairo of DP, will square it off on August 8th. Joyce Laboso's race to the Bomet governor's office took off early as she proudly displayed her certificate, which she hopes is the beginning of unseating current governor Isaac Ruto, who has since joined NASA. It was a Jubilee KANU affair in Kericho when KANU's Jonah Keter locked horns with Jubilee's Paul Chepkwony, each claiming total support from voters moments after receiving clearance. Mashirima Kapombe, KTN News.
The Electoral Commission has received 10,000 more electronic kits that will be used in the August 8th general election. The shipment, which arrived in the country this morning, now brings to 35,000 the total number of kits received so far. Another 10,000 kits are due in the country in the coming weeks to complete the consignment needed for the exercise. Already 11,000 kits are in the field for the voter verification exercise that is currently underway. The IEBC has adopted an integrated system that includes registration, identification and results transmission in line with the newly amended election laws. Let's now shift gears to Parliament, where a new bill is now seeking to bar the media from getting crucial information from the 2 houses. The bill, fronted by National Assembly Majority Leader Aden Duale, cites what it calls national security as one reason why Parliament can refuse to give vital information to the public. And as Duncan Haimba reports, Duale is also seeking to edge out the Senate from making key financial decisions at Parliamentary Service Commission.
The Garissa Town Member of Parliament, who is also the majority leader in the National Assembly, is not new to controversy in and out of Parliament. But his latest bill now threatens to take the sibling rival in Parliament to a whole new level. The Parliamentary Service Bill 2017, if passed, will eliminate the Senate clerk, who, according to the Constitution, is the chief executive and accounting officer for the Parliamentary Service Commission. This would essentially mean that the Senate has no say in the commission, which is chaired by National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi. Some members of Parliament claim the main aim of the bill is to clip powers of the current Senate clerk, Jeremiah Nyengenye, who is a stickler for procedure and has been viewed by some as an impediment in projects where members have personal interest. The Duale bill now seeks to make the Director General an accounting officer, while the Director of the Center for Parliamentary Studies will also become an executive director, giving the officer powers to spend. The move will see the 2 officials massively claw away the powers of the Senate clerk.
It seems it's targeting some individuals, and it's very, very unfair if you are coming to legislate to target an individual because of the conflict of interest.
Another offending clause in the bill is seen as aimed at gagging the media. The bill seeks to give powers to Parliament to defy the freedom of information as enshrined in the Constitution if, in the judgment of Parliament, the information requested is prejudicial to national security or interest of Parliament in the performance of its functions. More shocking is subsection 3, which states that the right of access to information under Article 35 of the Constitution shall be limited to the nature and extent specified under the section. Offenders of this clause shall be liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 50,000 shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 1 year or to both. Another curious proposal in the bill is the establishment of a parliamentary police unit within precincts of Parliament. The bill had been listed as item number 11 on Wednesday's order paper. Duncan Hemba, KTN News.
All right, so we want to take a break here on Friday Briefing, but before then, let's have a reminder of our big question tonight. We are asking you something to do with the independent candidates. They have been called the third force. Is it really going to be so? There you have it on your screens. We're asking you, do you think independent candidates will have a real impact in the August 8th election? I'm getting quite a number of tweets here, varied views. Let me just sample one or two. Ezekiel Obilo, you say, independent candidates have no place in Kenyan politics that is based on political parties and ethnicity. All right, somebody here also by the name, let me get this. All right, Victor Think Tank, you say independent candidates will go nowhere, especially those in both NASA and Jubilee strongholds. Keep them coming. I'd like to sample more of them when we come back from the break. But remember, in studio tonight, I have Ride 47, the team from Ride 47. Amazing initiative they have, and amazing bikes, I must say. Wow. Oh, and I'd like us to just take a look at that picture on the super wall there. That's what they are all about. Ride 47, educating Kenya county by county. All right, so let me just get one answer from Kingangi here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Hello.
You can hold it.
All right.
Just the way you hold your... All right, so just describe for us your bike.
Well, this is a KTM 990.
Okay.
It's a Swedish bike and it's an adventure bike. You ride it in the bush or anywhere where there are no roads. Okay, that's it.
And very comfortable, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, it's very
because
comfortable.
if you have to go so many kilometers, then it has to be as comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's very fast. You can be sure of that.
But
And,
safety first, I guess.
Yeah, of course. That's why you're properly geared.
That's why you're in the proper gear.
Oh,
All
yes.
right, thank you very much, Kingangi. So we'll be getting to meet the other part of the team, like I mentioned there on the other side of the studio. So we'll be getting to hear just what Ride 47 is all about. So let's take that break. Friday Briefing continues shortly.